Hello and welcome back. Double trouble, but this time equations. Brand new questions that will appear in my synoptic papers. Pause the video if you want to have a go at them. Otherwise, look for the solution. I'm not going to give any clues at the moment as to the topic involved in those. I think this is probably around 4 marks and this is probably a little bit more. They have the same theme. Okay, if you tried them, and you managed to solve them, well done. If not, and you still can't see how to do them, I'm going to present the solution now. So I'm looking at the first one. Something to the power of something is equal to 1. A to the b is equal to 1. It doesn't require logs or anything like that. It's very, very simple. So maybe b is 0. So if b is equal to 0, it suffices to solve the exponent, which is x squared plus 2x minus 8 is equal to 0, and this will produce, of course, two solutions if you factorize it nicely over the reals. So that's a 4 and a 2 is 1 plus and 1 minus. The plus is on the 4, so we have two possibilities. Either x is positive 2 or x is negative 4. And these values, by the way, they're independent of what the base is. Is that the only way we can get this equation to balance to 1? Most people will actually spot this, but they forget there's another way that actually does not imply maybe b is equal to 0, but there's a second possibility that you can get 1 out of that. And of course, this is often missed. This is if a is equal to 1. So if the denominator is equal to 1, 1 to any power, positive or negative, so 1 to the half is 1, 1 to the power of minus 7 is still 1, 1 to the power of, I don't know, whatever you want is going to be equal to 1. So let's solve the denominator. 2x squared minus 7x plus 4, but this time we want that to be equal to 1. Let's see if we have solutions for that. 2x squared minus 7x plus 3 is equal to 0. 2x and x, we need a 3 on this side, 6 and 1, and now the both minuses in there is equal to 0. And of course the answer to the first equation is either 3 or a half. Okay, and the full solutions, of course, I'm not going to write them again just to put them together, is of course 2 minus 4, 3 and half. How many marks I actually put that in my paper? That's for 4 marks, and probably I will put it as correct answers only 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is it. Okay, what about number 2? If you still haven't tried number 2, haven't seen number 1 now, this is actually slightly different in the phrase, so I really want to say about something about what they're actually saying. The first one says solve or find the solutions of this particular equation. The second one doesn't quite say the same. It actually says find a solution for the following equation. Of course, we're looking at real numbers, so it's not the solution, is a solution. All right, so this one requires to think probably a little bit smarter and say, okay, something to the power of something is equal to a half. What does that mean? How can we get a half? By doing a to the b, again, is equal to a half. What could the numbers be? For example, we could have 2 for the a, and of course, in order to go 1 over, to the minus 1. Let's see if we have possible solutions now. So this is our target for this particular configuration. So let's look at, first of all, let's look at the base. So the base is 2. Are there any solutions to the equation 2x squared minus 5x minus 10 is equal to, we want that to be equal to 2. In fact, it would have been easier to start with this and actually verify the solution. I'm trying to actually do a little detour. I'm going to leave this equation as it is, and I'm going to start from the exponent there. So the exponent, we want it to be equal to minus 1, because there's a quicker way of doing this. So let's look at the top, the 4x plus 5, we want it to be equal to minus 1. So 4x is equal to minus 6. So x is minus 3 over 2. Now, we have to be careful because this will definitely make this minus 1. And of course, it will only be working if this x, when it goes in there, it makes this equal to positive 2. And of course, we can actually verify if we get this solution first, or not solution, if we get this possible situation here first, then we can just verify rather than solve and say, okay, 2 times minus 3 over 2 all squared, minus 5 lots of negative 3 over 2, minus 10. Does it produce 2 by any chance? So that is 9 quarters, which will become 9 over 2, plus 15 quarters, sorry, not quarters, 15 halves, minus 10, and that of course is 24 over 2, minus 10, which is 12, take away 10, and that in fact it is 2. Therefore, we found a solution. X is equal to negative 3 over 2 makes this equal to a half, and we're done. If we start as our originally planned there to actually solve, let me just wrap this off, start with the base and say, okay, can we make that 2 first of all? All right, 2x squared minus 5x minus 12 is equal to 0. We can factorize this particular quadratic, 2x and x. We have a 3 and a 4 possibly there. Yeah, 4 give us 8 there and 3 there, and it's 1 plus and 1 minus. We need more negative from that, so that's plus there is equal to 0. So this produces solutions of 4 and negative 3 over 2. These solutions now are not independent of what is happening out there. We must get the right numbers that we require. In other words, 2 at the bottom and minus 1 on the top from one of these two numbers if we're going to get any joy from this. So just now we're just going obviously to the other one, 4x plus 5, I rubbed it off stupidly, is equal to minus 1. And this, of course, dot, 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 will produce x is equal to minus 3 over 2. And therefore, we found the solution that produces the desired result, which is, of course, x is minus 3 over 2. And this is a solution of this particular equation. And we're done, and we're laughing. See you very soon.